Today is a very special day because a friend of mine arranged that I can drive in this. This is the Lotus Emira and I am so happy to drive it today because this car has always been such a small dream car of mine. I've been always admiring this model. I mean, look at this spec. I was absolutely not expecting this kind of spec, which I actually configured a few days ago, and since the launch I've always been a huge fan of this spec, and it is right here. Finished in dark Verdant, a really lovely shade of green on this car in combination with these silver wheels and the yellow brake calipers. And to finish it even off, the interior is absolutely amazing with the brown interior Napa leather. This looks so good. My day really can't get better than this. As I already said, I wanted to drive an Emira so bad, or admire it or film it, and now it is right here in my dream spec too. There actually are some pros and cons on each car, but on this car there's a really big con in my opinion, and that is that the Emira can be equipped with a V6 Supercharger from Toyota, a 3.5 liter, and you can also choose the manual transmission or the automatic transmission, but this one is the inline 4. This is the engine from the Mercedes A45s. It is a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo powering 360 horsepower, so a little less than the A45s, which has 421 horsepower. It has 430 newton meters of torque, so it actually is really torquey. It reaches a top speed of 275 kilometers an hour and does 0 to 100 in 4.4 seconds, which is really fast on the rear wheels. And this Emira is actually a bit shorter on the back of the car because of the engine distribution, but you might be thinking that there then is a frunk in the front of the car. It's nothing. You can't open it. Only mechanics can, which is quite strange because I would really love to see the technique underneath here. As you can see, it has fans and they are actually working. The aerodynamics are extremely well. We have a fan over here, a fan over here in the side, which goes to the intake, and on the back of the car we also have this sort of a V-jet thing. But I love the aerodynamics of this car so bad. Over here also we got some cooling fans. It really surprises me. This little car is actually comparable to a supercar. I mean, it is a small supercar in my opinion. Some people even compare it to the Ferrari 488 GTB because of those aerodynamic shapes and the shape of the car, and I think this car really deserves that name. But as I already said, on the front of the car there's no frunk, so there is a little storage space on the back of the car. Here's my camera equipment, and here is the engine, which is a bit of a shame because you can't admire it. On the V6 you can literally see it in the back window when you're driving, but I'm not complaining at all because the sound that this thing makes is absolutely insane. So all the Emiras are called the first edition. I have absolutely no idea why. If you know, please let me know in the comments. Also on the interior we have a little first edition badge over here in the middle console, and also over here on the dashboard. And also the interior is absolutely great. Really love it. So compact, and it is not at all comparable to other Lotus models. For example, the car before the Emira was the Evora, and you didn't even have armrest in the car, and now you do have armrest and storage space. My sunglasses are here. You can put something in here, underneath here, and also got a goodie bag from Lotus, which I'm really thankful for them. But there's actually a lot of storage space in here to do some road trips. The Huracan sort of a firing button. Also the door handles really reminds me of the Huracan. You have to push it forward and then grab it, and I really love these door handles. I don't know why. Let's pick up the fire engine button and fire up the 4-cylinder. Not much noise at the moment. If we put it in sport mode, which we can do here on the drive mode button, we can do it on the screen, sport mode or track mode. You have to listen to these turbo sounds. I think it is so much fun to drive this car with these kind of sounds. Listen to this. That wastegate of the turbo. So extremely lovely. Lotus did such a good job on this car. I think we have to go for a spin, and I'll see you guys. I really can't wait to drive this car. I'm not going to drive it in track mode. I just don't want to risk it. Pull off the handbrake over here. And if I'm saying it right, we can also hear those turbo sounds that way. So it's actually not a big problem. There's actually one thing that I want to discuss already, and that is the gearbox. It is really slow. If I want to put it from drive to reverse or neutral, I sometimes have to pull it 2 times. And also, if you want to shift manually on the gear shifter, you have to pull it to the left for a downshift and to the right for an upshift, which doesn't make sense at all for me. But I think we just have to go for a drive to test it ourselves. Those sounds. I think this one has the sport suspension because I can really feel my teeth in this car, just like my Focus RS, really stiff, but I think it adds an experience to the car. That is really torquey. Wow. That amazes me. Also very directly. Little delay on the shifting, but that's normal. Oh, that is extremely torquey and loud. For a 4-cylinder, it is really loud. Those turbo sounds. Oh, I can't get over these sounds. A little pops also. The fuel on this car is actually quite good. I can see a lot in my rear view mirror, also in the side mirrors. I can see that huge intake in both sides of the car. So let's go for... That pulls ridiculously fast. One thing that I am already noticing is that the shifting pedals on the steering wheel are a bit low on the steering wheel, and also they are not very clicky. A lot of people are looking at this car. It really attracts people. I mean, it is a real road presence on the road. If you see it in the mirror or see it driving, it is absolutely not a regular car. Let's head towards the waters. I don't know if we can drive over here, but I hope so. That sound. I really love the turbo flattering, that wastegate. I honestly didn't expect that from a 4-cylinder car. The A45s AMG doesn't have that sound. So I don't know what kind of turbo they put on this car, but it really is amazing. I've also raced against A45s on Circuit Zolder. I went there with my Ford Focus RS, and that car also pulled so quickly away from me. Of course, my Focus RS is a manual, and the Mercedes AMG has the 8-speed dual clutch, so it is absolutely faster, and I can really feel that in this car. They share the same engine. Now I can finally feel what it is like to drive the A45s instead of my car, but then in a different body. Little tunnel or bridge. So for example, I'm now driving on a road that ends over here for the cars, and I have to put it in reverse, and it takes really long. I have to pull the gear shifter like twice to finally get it in the gear that I want to, and that really annoys me. I want to, now again, I have to pull it again to get it in drive, and that really annoys me, especially if you're turning around on the road and you have to get out of there quickly because traffic is coming. Then M4 Cabrio, beautiful in this weather. Still don't like the grille, but we have to enjoy this Emira. Oh, so much response. This looks kind of weird and odd, but let's find out. Alright, so I finally reached the waters, but this is not a road that I really was expecting. I think it is perfect to test the suspension of the car, and yes, it is very stiff, so even the owner on the boat is looking at the car. As I already said, the Emira really stands out in the traffic. It just attracts attention. It looks like a supercar, as already said. And talking about a supercar, the price in the Netherlands of this car is absolutely bonkers, if I may say so. It costs like 100,000 euros or more. Some Emiras are for sale for like 130,000 euros, which is absolutely insane because the taxes and everything. This car in Belgium costs like around 70,000 euros new, and that difference is huge. Looks like the Dutch government really wants to ban cars in the Netherlands, and it really is insane. And I think that is the only problem about this car. I want to buy it so bad. Lotus really made me fall in love with this car. It's such a shame that the price is just so extremely high. If I want to buy an Emira, I would definitely go for a V6 and the manual gearbox. And I haven't even driven it, but I know that I want to buy that car so bad, especially in that configuration. But I think I really have to dream on for that. But never say never. I think I really chose the wrong road for this. I got a little lost over here. I might have found the perfect road. I really want to test launch control on this car, but I don't know if... Oh, I am getting the response now, so I can try it. Okay, so Lotus claims 4.4 seconds. Let's try it. Yeah, launch. Oh, that is ridiculously fast. I really felt that turbo lag. Wow. That pulls so fast. I'm slowly falling more and more in love with this car. That definitely was 0 to 100 in 4.4 seconds. Definitely. Let's try it again. Sport mode, not in track mode. So one more time, last time. Wow, that is insane. I finally found the road. Let's test the Lotus Emira one last time before I have to bring it back to Lotus. Oh. Still in love with those turbo sounds. Can't get over it. It's too fast. You're way too quick on the speed limit. Got a little corner here. Let's see how it steers. Extremely good. So quick. Also the gearbox, dual clutch gearbox. I know it might sound strange, but this car is really comfortable to drive high speeds with. I mean, it is made for this. But as I already said, I can also put it in tour mode. They call it normal mode. Exhaust valves close. Not very loud now. And if I put it back in sport mode, valves will open. Completely different experience. Little pops. That wastegate of the turbo. At least now you know that your turbo is working. I already got used to the oval steering wheel, the LaFerrari type of steering wheel. But I think a round steering wheel was also good on this car. Lotus is trying to be different. And I really appreciate that. They're just creating such innovative things. And I really love it. I mean, look at this Emira. You can really feel what you're doing in this car. And I love that. Let's downshift a couple of gears for the last time before returning it to Lotus. Way too fast. Way too fast. No problem at all in cornering. Lotus did such a good job on this car. I'm speechless. Literally speechless. I really enjoyed this car a lot. Wow. Thanks so much to Lotus Sports Cars in Houten in the Netherlands for giving me this opportunity to drive a car like this. Such an insane experience. So please, if you still haven't, don't forget to like and subscribe on my channel. And maybe I'll see you one day with the Lotus Emira V6 and the manual gearbox.